and fatigue. How did the first line managers handle the resource allocation?
Well, the staff managers are always trying to swap people around to make sure they cover all the vacant positions. They would try even like sometimes to call staff members to try and get them in if they can come in to cover those spots. It is true that some people do report sick even if they are not. Some of them are not genuinely sick, and you can see patterns here and there. And again, probably if, for example, a written warning would be given, you don't know if a staff member is sick or not. But when you see a pattern, when you see that someone on Facebook is trying to give their shift away and they can't, and then they report sick, there is definitely something going wrong there, and you can just call the staff member to inquire or get like a medical certificate or stuff like that. But generally, I think the duty managers are doing their best on to covering the shifts. Also, with regards to this, I think it's not everything and entirely up to the duty manager, because I'm sure that some of them have brought ideas up onto making the rosters in such a way without leaving too many vacant spots available, because I can see even like on the Air New Zealand roster, there are instances where the shifts are just not being allocated as per roster to anyone, and hoping someone will pick it up, but not always someone does, You know what I mean? Like, it's fine when someone reports sick, you do your best because that's the only thing you can do. But when you deliberately leave it vacant in the hope that someone will pick it up, that's a little bit tricky there.
The service level during that time was volatile. A lot of staff, they were more focused on the jobs where they had to do some errors, visa violations. Safety standard probably was volatile as well. During the transformation, people are worried about their job. How did the first line managers manage the client relations and ensure that things are being met?
Yes, it's a little hard one, because as a duty manager you have to speak up and to stand up for your staff, not to justify them, but to justify your customer, the airline, that things have been or have not been met. So good training, which does give good training, it's very important, and also emphasizing to the staff members that they have to do their job properly. They have to be there when they are doing the transaction. They have to 100% make sure that they are following standard operating procedures. And probably more than training and being on the job every day, it comes down to the duty manager to emphasize the importance of everything by maybe sending an email every now and then, covering a few points and alternative another few points, Maybe a good idea would be for the duty manager, which they do sometimes, participate to the staff briefings before they go out on counters to again emphasize a few points to raise a bit more awareness, because the staff members sometimes, especially when you do the shift work, when you are working so many hours, you tend to become a little bit more automatic and complacent. Just raise awareness.
Some people say that the first line managers, they dealt with the airline on a personal level with the airline representative through the social exchange with the airline representative to cover that sort of the gap in service. Did you see that, or would you say that would be a case sometimes?
I don't think think that happens very much because you can't substitute service that you have to deliver with a good one-on-one relationship. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, the airline has to respond as well to their higher management on why the things are not being met. So I don't think just having a friendship or like social exchange with the airline representative can substitute the actual service and expectations that the airline has from you.
What would you say about first-line managers managing and sharing important information about fellow workers and senior managers? Did they ensure they circulate enough information, formal meeting, face-to-face conversation? Or were they busy and away from everything?
They are not busy and away from everything. They are there to respond their staff member requests. Like every day they are like in their offices to meet like the shift swap form requests, the day sheets covering shifts, the simply like...
So they were exchanging these sort of information?
Yes. So they are always there to do that. They are always there to have a conversation with the staff member if necessary, mediating between two disagreements if arising. They are generally there to support the staff members.
Miha, thank you very much for your contribution to this interview.
Thank you, Sam, for having me.